If you're a business owner and you feel like you're carrying the whole company on your back, you're not imagining it. If you feel tired all the time, mentally on all the time, and like you can never really shut it off, you're not alone. Maybe your business is doing decent revenue. Maybe from the outside, people think you're doing well. Maybe they even assume you've made it, but you know the truth. You're the hub. You're the one everyone depends on. You're the one solving the problems. You're the one making the hard calls. You're the one carrying the pressure. You're the one who feels like if you step away for even a few days, things start to wobble. And that is exhausting. But it does not have to be that way. It is possible to build a business that depends far less on you. It is possible to create more peace of mind at work and at home. It is possible to increase the value of your company, strengthen the structure of the business, and move toward real exit readiness faster than you think, whether you decide to sell or not. And it is possible to become more present with your family instead of feeling like your business is taking the best of you all the time. That kind of change matters because right now, you may be succeeding on paper, but personally, emotionally, relationally, you feel stuck. You feel like you're drowning in the business, and one of the hardest parts is you cannot seem to leave it at work. You get home, but your mind is still at the office. You sit with your wife, but you're distracted. You're with your kids, but you're only half there. The phone is close. Your thoughts are spinning. Your stress follows you home. And over time, that starts costing you more than you want to admit. It costs peace. It costs presence. It costs joy. It costs margin. And for some owners, it slowly starts costing the marriage, the family, and their own health. Because when you have to be on all the time, something in you starts to wear down. You get weary, you get short, you get numb, you start surviving instead of living. And deep down, maybe part of you is asking, how long can I keep doing this? How long can I keep carrying this level of pressure? How long can my family keep living with me like this? And how long can I keep building a business that looks successful from the outside, but keeps draining the life out of me on the inside? The truth is, most business owners live in a world where their company cannot last a few weeks without them, not because they are weak and not because they are failing, but because no one showed them how to structure the business so it stops revolving around them. And that creates a brutal trap. Because the more the business depends on you, the more trapped you become. And the more trapped you become, the harder it is to think clearly, lead strategically, or build real value. But what if that could change? What if over the next year you could begin moving out of the center of everything? What if you could structure your company so it depends less on you day to day? What if you could build something that runs better, grows stronger, and gives you back the freedom to breathe again? That is exactly what I help owners do. I help you structure your company so it depends less on you, so you can keep it and prioritize family and profit or sell it at a premium. Here's the big shift. Most owners think the only way forward is to grind harder, work more hours, carry more, push through, stay available, keep being the center spoke of the wheel. But that approach keeps you stuck. Because if the business cannot function without you, you do not really own a business. In many ways, the business owns you. And that's why this matters so much. If you know how, you can take 1 year of minimal cash flow and begin exiting the day to day. So the company runs with much less input from you. And when you do that, the business often becomes significantly more valuable. In fact, when owners build the right drivers of value into the company, business value can increase by as much as 71%. Now, think about that for a moment. This is not just about working less. This is not just about getting some help. This is about building a company that is healthier, stronger, more transferable, more profitable, and far less dependent on your constant presence. And emotionally, what that creates is huge. It creates relief. It creates peace of mind. It creates space in your soul. It creates the ability to be with your family and actually be with them. It creates the ability to sit down at dinner without carrying the whole company in your chest. It creates the ability to take a breath and know the world is not going to fall apart because you stepped away. That's what so many owners are really longing for. Yes, they want profit. Yes, they want growth. Yes, they want a more valuable business. But underneath all of that, many are longing for peace, peace at work, peace at home, peace in their own mind, peace in their marriage, peace about the future. They want to know they are not sacrificing everything that matters most just to keep the company going. When this process is done well, you develop a real roadmap, a pathway for increasing value, a pathway for removing yourself from the hub, a pathway for improving financial performance, a pathway for increasing customer satisfaction, a pathway for growing recurring revenue where possible, a pathway for creating stronger differentiation in the market, and a pathway toward personal, financial, and business readiness for a strong future exit, whether you decide to sell or not, because exit readiness is not just about selling, it is about building a business that works well enough, runs well enough, and is valuable enough that you can actually have options. And options change everything. When you have options, you lead differently, you sleep differently, you show up at home differently, you think about your future differently, you no longer feel trapped in the hamster wheel, you start feeling like there's a way forward. Because if this problem does not get solved, the costs are high. You may stay stuck for years, you may keep sacrificing your health, you may keep giving your family what is left of you instead of the best of you. You may find that retirement keeps drifting farther away because the business is too dependent on you to transfer well. And in some cases, owners pay a heartbreaking price relationally because the business has taken so much of them for so long. That is not what you started this for. You did not build a business so it could consume your life. You built it to create something meaningful, to provide, to build, to serve, to create freedom, to bless your family. But for many owners, somewhere along the way, the business stopped serving the life they wanted and started swallowing it. If that is where you are right now, there is a way forward. You do not have to keep living as the exhausted hub of everything. You do not have to keep carrying this alone, and you do not have to keep hoping things will somehow calm down on their own. There is a way to structure the business differently. There is a way to increase value intentionally. There is a way to become less indispensable in the day-to-day without losing what you've built. That is the work I do. I help business owners build the kind of structure, value, and readiness that gives them more freedom, stronger companies, and more peace of mind at work and at home. If that's what you want, then use the information around this video to book an introductory call with me. We'll talk about where you are now, what is keeping you stuck, where you want to go, and whether this process is a fit for you and your business. Because the transformation here is real. Instead of being the exhausted hub of everything, you become the owner of a stronger, healthier, more valuable company. Instead of carrying the whole business in your chest every evening, you begin to experience peace of mind. Instead of feeling trapped in the day-to-day, you begin feeling real freedom. Instead of wondering whether the business can ever function without you, you begin creating a company that can run well, grow well, and become truly exit ready. And instead of giving your family what is left of you, you have the opportunity to become present again for the people who matter most to you. If you are tired of being the hub, if you're weary of carrying it all, if you want your business to depend less on you, if you want more peace at home, and if you want to build a more valuable, more exit-ready company without sacrificing your family in the process, let's book a call. I'm Bobby Elder with Value Legacy Advisory, and I'd love to help you build a business that depends less on you, grows in value, and gives you back the freedom to live well, lead well, and be present for what matters most.